Okay, now, let us shift the gears here a little bit. Those out there with the influences and ability to make this happen, listen closely. Those out there with the magical knowledge, experience and have researched and studied the ways of the occult and especially the science behind mystical symbols and ritual art, pay very, very close attention here. Your interests and borderline obsessive-compulsive research into this subject may have a direct impact and place you as a best possible choice for some things that may be coming along here much sooner than later. Not only do we have a plethora of what seems to be to most as alien visitors, we also have our own endeavors towards a newly designed space colonization division or space force. I know that soon they will be releasing prototype models of craft that will use a different type of flight controls that will be somewhat reminiscent to that of the hoverplane, but there will be many more controls than any previous models. I am giving you all, let's call it, a stock market tip type of assistance here. Know that your world's origins on magic has to do with ritualistic complex designs that first came from skills and knowledge brought here as a gift and taught to your ancestors long ago. This subject and its origins and purpose has been lost to us for a long time now. Going through your entertainment references magic fascinated your ancestors much like the child from your Stargate movie was fascinated with the man's Zippo lighter. The designs they mimicked were flight control patterns and keypad console commands that were used to open doors and various commands used on their ships. It was especially used, in most ritualistic pattern images on tablets and murals, for flight control patterns they would input into the onboard flight navigation system. Most species that have interstellar colonization and space exploration technology follow this similar method of flight control technique in their basic designs. You who have studied the occult rituals and know the deeper meaning behind the structure and designs of the patterns have a higher success rate than most others, including experienced pilots. Take this knowledge you have gained from studying these symbols and patterns and apply it to a 3D virtual reality type simulation in your mind and imagination, and see the truth that this technique can be adapted successfully to the complex flight control patterns of what you all call a UFO. If you had more than just two hands to work with, that is, or possessed a highly evolved ability of telemetry or ability to move objects with your thoughts. Where mankind will most likely achieve success with this is in your innovations towards your merger with the Singularity or cybernetically augmented humans through your Neuralink project. Applying this craft to the potential the Neuralink device makes possible and adapting it to complex navigation controls of a high-speed vehicle such as a spacecraft in this Space Force program they say they have been working on creates the bridge to the impossible, making interstellar high-velocity travel a possible subject, creating something once thought impossible from literally nothing but thought, to certainly possible even in theory enough to begin making designs from. Long ago your ancestors had found a way to take this technique and adapt a way to influence and control the elemental and metaphysical properties around them from it. Now, to overcome the next obstacle in interstellar flight and ultimately your survival from extinction, you must develop a way to reverse engineer that which your ancestors adapted for their use. It seems to me that they have some sort of standing law among them, not to directly be responsible for bringing such knowledge and technology to a world. That they have to adapt it themselves in order to properly grasp the concept of its use correctly. I'm not sure if they have such things as laws that govern their actions towards others. They won't clearly tell me about it. They seem to think that mankind are too prone to being accusers when they feel threatened mainly because of our current actions lately towards each other. Yes, we are currently a species overwhelmed by many Karens and my religious reputation places me as the most dangerous and greatest Karen of them all. So they try to keep such details of their ways as far as possible from me. I can't exactly say they're wrong in that though. I would do the same if I encountered someone like myself in that aspect. So I shall continue to help these mixed band of intrusive influences I have been communicating for based on these reasons, for any out there wondering exactly why. For one, They have appeared to me and shown me that they are really what they say and not of this world by repeating the same subjects that I had conversed with them telepathically but said nothing about it to anyone, and it just happened earlier that day, in the exact words that I had thought, and even answered some questions I had wondered but not actually asked them about. Detailed questions, not just random subject, and they answer those questions physically, in personish. For 2. They have explained things and brought me towards understanding things that are way beyond any typical person's range of understanding without extensive knowledge and research into the subject. For 3. They have appeared in abundance lately before many others than myself in the safest way they have explained is possible for them. The fact that they still put forth an effort towards extending courtesy and social decorum that shows to me their attempt to respect me as they've understood how best to do such a thing. Shows me they most likely have no bad intentions. If they did, then I probably wouldn't be typing this right now. And the last reason has to do with my survival of many other near-death situations that I haven't gone into detail about. Anyways, they gave me a message to tell your government UFO retrieval program. They had received a transmission from one of their pilots, the same type that you have in your photo from the Roswell event in the 1940s, the same ones who look like this image you see here on the screen. Their pilot was having technical malfunctions with his onboard flight controls. Considering at the time our sun was going through an extreme magnetic field shift which could have been the cause to his problems. Regardless, his signal was last received around the shores of the Hawaiian region, and they are assuming that it could be the cause or associated to the recent environmental instability of the area, and suggested that you should check it out. If it turns out to be true, then they may be inclined to arrange a meet and exchange opportunity to gather the wreckage and their pilot, mainly for your own safety reasons but their own as well. They said they shall contact you further on this as it unfolds if